Hey guys, welcome to TSL. Obviously I'm in my car right now because I wanted to tell you something about fear. See, when I was 16 I got my driver's license, but something happened that I never realized what happened. That for the next 15 years of my life, pretty much, I would be working with 16-year-olds. I would be in youth ministry and watching students go through the process of getting their permit and then getting their license. Sometimes, because sometimes they don't do that. Sometimes students don't go through the process of getting their license, not until they're way after high school. Now, why is that? I think for some of the students it's just not a big deal to drive, but I think for some of the students it's fear. But what am I saying? Am I saying that everyone has to drive and that driving isn't scary? No, I'm not saying that, because if I'm being honest, driving is probably one of the most dangerous things that we'll ever do. So it is a scary thing. But today I wanted to talk to you about timidity. See, in the Bible, in 1 Timothy, Paul writes, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline." So I think a lot of times we get fear and timidity confused. I remember one time when I taught a message on timidity, one of my students came up to me afterwards and said, "So is it a sin to be afraid?" I think sometimes we are anxious about things and we're afraid of things, and I think that's okay. I think those of us with anxiety just have a lower threshold of fear, and that's okay. But I think what timidity is timidity is when God is asking you to do something and you say no because you're afraid of that thing. See, God is not going to ask you to do something that He doesn't think is really important. He's not going to ask you to do something that He doesn't think you can do. So when we let fear get in the way of the thing that God is asking us to do, that's timidity, and I don't think that's okay. So this week, think about it. What are those things that God are asking you to do that you're afraid of? And those things can be big, scary things. They can be talking to people we don't want to talk to. They can be going places and doing things that we're afraid to do. But remember, the timidity doesn't come from God. It comes from our fear. So as always, be different.